question I'm going to ask.
And how it does.
And how do you move on beyond that? Yeah.
It does. Yeah. So childhood, from where I'm sitting, I'm an attachment-based therapist. So everything I do is through the lens of your childhood and how your parents related to you.
Yeah.
And so as children, when we're interacting with our parents and our close, siblings, we are building a map of what the world is. Can we trust the world? Can we trust people? Can I trust myself? Sure. Just in parenting, right? A lot of parents kind of do that helicopter parenting. So you teach your child you can't trust yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you go out and you're an adult, it's can I trust myself? And are these people my friends or my enemies? And all of that.
It's so funny because it goes back to the point: how much trust, how much communication, and how much authentic relationships did you have at home, so to speak, were important to kind of how you started to go up and then go into school and say those three questions you have to ask yourself from childhood, from school, and all the way up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And so children that don't have, and Margarita would know more about this than me because I don't do a lot of attachment work, but the children who have like secure attachments with their parents, those primary attachment figures, are able to move into those relationships later in life more securely versus when they have like a disorganized, chaotic type of attachment. It can be very difficult to learn those relationship skills.
And it takes sometimes, exactly to your point, I guess, if we're not finding who we are and solving that, imagine how long that would heal, from your childhood if you haven't corrected that.
Right.
How many relationships you've gone through within your life, whatever they be, that you lost or that you misunderstood. Yes. I always say people come into your life a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And what have we done with that? True. What have we done with that? Mm-hmm. What did we make a mistake in because we didn't know, we were still living within our childhood and we didn't know who we were before we even stepped out.
Yes. That's right.
Interesting. So great point. Okay, and then the other question I would have, people always want to know, and I guess this lends more toward soulmate or partner, is do you have one out there? Does a soulmate really exist? And if it does, should people keep waiting till they find it?
Well, you're asking the wrong person because I met my husband when I was 14.
Okay.
So like in my world, that exists. I don't know if I believe, I love...
When you say 14, sorry, I hope he's not, did you date other people? Or was it just him all the way up?
Well, no, we did. We broke up a little bit after senior year of high school.
I didn't know that, Bridget. Come on.
But I got married at 19.
Wow.
And that obviously that relationship has evolved and grown and had its trials and tribulations.
Of course.
But so if you ask me, I feel like that's a real thing, like that can happen. I don't know if I believe that everybody... I think everyone has that potential, but I don't know that everyone doesn't find their quote-unquote soulmate.
For whatever
What do you
reason.
think about that?
Yeah, what is your...
I have a very different... So I was kind of weighing this one out. Are we talking about spiritually soulmate or clinically soulmate?
Okay.
Look
at her. She's getting serious.
I'm going to say
That's what I like. Well, from a clinical perspective, I think our soulmate is really mirroring all of those childhood experiences. We seek out what we are comfortable with, and if we are comfortable with chaos and certain communication patterns, that's where you get that click of, oh, this is my person. They understand me.
They get me.
Yes.
That can connect to them. What you're really saying is you're connecting with your chaotic self. Okay. But then some people will say, I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I don't want to change.
People are okay.
I don't want to change. Right?
And that's okay. That's right.
Yeah.
Everyone gets their choices and we get to build our life. And if you're okay with that, absolutely, that's great. But if you're not, there's a way to change it. So that's also great.
You two are amazing. I'm going to get understanding of myself today. I'm going to figure these. Look out, everybody. We're going to take another commercial. We'll be right back.
We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
time to be super again. It's beach season. Killer abs.
Parents agree that Stepping Stones Preparatory Academy, conveniently located right here in the Woodlands, Texas, is great summertime fun for your kids. The children have a combo-themed calendar full of exciting activities and education. Our amazing Race Summer Camp allows your child to pick their very own adventure. We have off-campus and in-house field trips, swimming, and hands-on projects. During their time at camp, they will develop real-life skills, real friendships, and have real fun. Hurry! Registration is still open for ages 5 through 12. Camp ends on August 13th. Check out our website at www.steppingstonesprep.com/camps for more info.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
There's a special place in the Woodlands where you can feel comfortable opening your business. We are located at 10210 Grogan's Mill Road. Our building has a unique Vedic architectural design with landscape grounds and lakeside views, on-site management, and maintenance. We also provide free Wi-Fi and the opportunity to promote your business on 91.1 FM The Boss. This wonderful location is near the Woodlands Mall, Market Street, and just minutes from Bush Intercontinental Airport. 10210 Grogan's Mill Road, the only social media building in the Woodlands. Don't delay. Schedule a tour today by calling 713-777-7368.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
For fresh flowers fast, call Barb's Iris Floral at 281-820-2294 with excellent customer service since 1983 for weddings, funeral services, sweet 15s, corporate events, and all occasions. For that special someone you love, barbsirisfloral.com and barbsirisfloralboutique.com. Come on in and pick out of our prestigious gallery at 727 Westmont Houston Road, Houston, Texas 77038. Text 832-466-8414. Barb's Iris Floral delivers fresh flowers fast.
This message was from a proud sponsor to KNLY 91.1 FM.
We're back. It's Friday, and we're on Today with Cachet, and it's all about learning about ourselves and relationships. And I have the two amazing ladies here in the studio with me, both Bridget and Margarita. And we're having an amazing time, aren't we? I mean, we're just really, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of different layers. And so, you know, one of the things I know everyone's, the big questions out there that I'm going to ask, but, you know, so let's say you're in a relationship, right? Whether you're rightfully in it, you're still chaotic, and you're in something, and you're evolving. You know, now we're thinking we're in love, right? Oh, we're in love. You know, the love part comes in at some point.
Love.
Or we get married, or we do whatever. You know, let's talk about, like, love language. Let's talk about, the spark. And that spark that we think is supposed to stay because this was the one, right? That was the one. That was the one I married. That was the one I got it. Why is it not staying? Let's talk about that a little bit. Where did it go?
Do you want to talk about love languages?
Why is it broken now?
Well, yeah, so why is it not staying? So first of all, I think communication, right? We already said that, but just because we're saying something doesn't mean the other person's actually hearing it. Nor do they really know what to do with that information.
Okay.
Right.
So you mentioned love languages. It seems so silly, it's so basic, but it's very, very true.
Yeah.
I always tell my clients, you know, if my husband kind of washes the dishes for me, it's a lot better for me than if he says, hey, babe, you're doing a good job washing the dishes. That does nothing for me.
Yeah.
So for, you know, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, like I'm a gift giver.
There we go. Yeah.
So to me, everybody always knows about it. Why do I do what I do and why I give things? Because to me, that is so beautiful. Right. That I want to give a lot of things and I want to create things. And we talked about that earlier and give you something. To me, that's like everything. And then, you know, I do, for me also, in general, I think sometimes affirmation. Mm-hmm. I don't need you to necessarily do like the dishes, you know, and all that. So, but I get, it's so important. But affirm to me that I can trust you.
Yes.
And that I can communicate with you.
Right.
If you can affirm that, back to your points, and you're affirm that you're authentic, I'm okay.
Right.
So, interesting.
Yeah.
Trust, yeah.
Interesting.
Mine is acts of service too.
Okay.
Like taking
Oh,
the
your
trash
acts of service.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Taking the trash
Yeah.
out, or
Yeah.
just small things to help me out and do
Interesting.
nice small things for me.
And
I
y'all
love
were
that.
saying something at commercial that y'all both were like laughing called boundaries.
Oh yeah.
That was like something y'all wanted to talk about. What do you? What's
We
that all
can't
about?
talk about relationships without talking about boundaries.
Yeah, I think back to your point of how how do you keep that spark alive?
Yeah.
So when people find each other or get married and we kind of blend, we just a lot of folks tend to blend into one another, and you want to do everything together all the time, 24/7. And at a certain point in
Yeah.
time, you lose yourselves, especially if you have kids or a stressful job or something like that. And so I think keeping those boundaries keeps your relationship alive, kind of knowing who you are, knowing what you need, knowing what your partner needs, and how that all works together.
Here's a great question I have. I'm just going to say, I need to know this. Can a person love someone, truly love someone, and truly respect someone, and still hurt them a lot? Or I know that's a bigger question, but what I mean is, yes, but a parent who is a great example. A parent who's abusing a child, do they still love that child? I mean, help me. A guy or a lady who's not being right in a relationship that's hurting someone, can they still love that person? Truly?
It's interesting you bring up the abuse issue because, children who have been abused, you would think they hate their parents, right?
Right.
But there's still always
Love.
a tremendous amount of love for the parent that
Right.
has hurt them. So
Right.
those two things, unfortunately, can coexist.
Interesting.
Love and hurt. But I would say that goes back to boundaries, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
That when we hurt someone, we've broken a boundary. So if you
Yes.
cheat on someone, you cheat on your partner, you've
broke
crossed
the
a
trust.
boundary,
Right.
If you're using angry words and foul language towards someone, that's right. So that's why having firm boundaries in place, like what's okay in this relationship, how are we going to treat each other, and having some mutual agreement on that is really important, because the hurt comes in. I feel, you may agree or disagree with that, but I feel like it's always a boundary violation when
Sure.
hurt happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, any thoughts you would want to
No, yeah, absolutely. The boundaries, but I think you pretty much covered
Yeah.
it all. But
Okay.
absolutely, it can coexist. People can hurt each other. You bring into the relationship what yourself as a person. So if you have not resolved your issues, whether it's your childhood issues or you don't know what your boundaries are, a lot of couples have issues with
Right.
whether it's finances or emotional challenges, and the other partner has to take that on
Right.
because they don't know how to set a boundary of this is where we operate, this is how we function.
Okay, now, let's say there's two people that truly are in love. They know who they are. They're not in a chaotic relationship. And everything's thriving, and they've been married for 40, 50 years, and it was a happy... Can someone who passes, can the other person die of a broken heart?
We see this in the news
Yeah.
all the time, right?
Yeah,
That
I mean, we hear
couple
about
that's
that.
been married for 60 years, husband dies on the Monday, and then the wife dies on the Friday.
Yeah, is
right?
that what's happening?
It's a medical diagnosis. It's called broken heart syndrome, I believe, and you can literally die from a broken heart. It's a surge of stress hormones, and your heart
Well, I guess
just
it's the
gives out.
same equivalent if you're truly in love with someone and you're living and you can't be with that person for some reason because it just didn't work out. It's sometimes very difficult when those feelings of true love are evolving in someone when they're not with the other person they want to be with, right?
Yeah, very much so.
So you can be living and still dying in love with someone, probably,
Right.
with not physically dead, but
Yes, emotionally.
emotionally.
Right, it could be very difficult. I think in terms of somebody actually dying, yes, it can happen. I think those challenges, it's hard.
Yeah.
But you can work through of why is it so,
Yeah.
why are you so connected to this person? What are you missing? And I think
Right.
it's not
And
always
grief is its own.
Very.
Grief is its own whole topic and its own whole show,
Well,
and when we lose relationships,
Yeah.
we grieve them.
Sure.
Very much.
Whether it's a
A
personal
death or a
right.
breakup or whatever.
So, it sounds like we need to talk a little. We've got 3 minutes left today. So on today, notice what there's a key component to what I'm saying in a minute. But let's spend a couple of minutes or so telling everyone if they want to contact you. How does someone, they're hearing you out there today and they want to get in touch with you, whether it's interpersonal relationships to learn more about themselves, whether it's couple relationship, how do they do that? And reach out to you?
For me, my website is www.forgemypath.com. That's probably the best way, and my phone number's on there, and there's a little form you can fill out to contact me.
Okay.
Yep, and so mine is, I also have a website. It's pretty simple. You go on there, everything's on there. It's www.margaritakogan.com, and you just click a link and you get in touch with me.
Yes, and so we decided today, see how quick things can change, that we're going to continue this as a two-part. Well, today's one, and then we're going to do two more for the rest of the month of August, and just kind of round it out. Because, right, ladies? I mean, please chime in. I mean,
there's
not
to talk
enough.
about.
I mean, you know, what did we learn from today? I mean, think about it. We've just begun to understand the definition of what relationship is, and in that, you know, I mean,
and what goes into it a little bit. And
I mean, so we're going to continue it, and. If y'all are excited to come back, I'd love to.
Very excited.
I mean, this is interesting. So today's Friday. So everyone, have a wonderful weekend. And I'm going to do a little more talking with these two, and and then we'll see you back on Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thanks.